welcome back to Hampton Downs in race 3 of the V8 Super Tourers, this final race of the sprint side of the championship. Big thanks to our Australian viewers on Speed Channel for staying with us for race 3 and what has been the round of the series so far. Shane Drake in the hot seat with you today, and former New Zealand touring car champion Mark Pedersen alongside. Mark, the man of the moment is certainly Scott McLaughlin, the 93 Super Cheap car, but this man on screen now, the wise man, is the championship leader.
Right, and it's all about the Johnny show. It's been about Johnny Reid and Johnny McIntyre, and if you want to know how quick the fortunes change in this V8 Super Tourer category, going into race 2, Johnny Reid led that by 102 points. Going into race 3, Johnny McIntyre now leads it by 60.
But it's not over. I mean, the little man is Johnny Reid. He is an angry little man at the moment, and if there's one man that can bring it back, it's him, and there he is now, International Motorsport number 2 Falcon, and he's got plenty of A1 experience. He's got a very good set of tyres, he told me just before the race, and he is ready to go. And he really only needs to win and Johnny be third to take this series out, but it's a big ask.
It's a big ask from where he is. He's 10th on the grid, of course, and of course they're rolling away now, and he's got a lot of good guys in front of him. But look, we've seen it in race 2, how quick the fortunes change. If he just keeps battling away, he's got very good tyres. We know he's got a new gearbox in the car. He's got everything in his favour.
Let's take a look at how they line up, and it's Scott McLaughlin, the race 1 and 2 winner on pole from Andy Booth. Row number 2 is Johnny McIntyre, the championship leader from Greg Murphy.
Then follow through, we've got Andre Heimgardner and Andy Knight. We know Andy Knight's got a bit of a gearbox problem going into the race 3, so he'll nurse that along. Kane Scott, huge damage after race 2, and Johnny Reid, the man that's battling for this championship. Filter back through to Paul Manuel, Eddie Bow, still very good character building weekend so far. The debutant Daniel Gaunt, he's had an outstanding result in my opinion. February next door to him. Stephen Richards and Angus Fogg. Look, Angus Fogg come a bit unstuck in race 2 and got caught up in a few incidents, so a bit of repairs. Craig Baird also nurturing a gearbox, and Pedersen, all the work to do, and Richard Moore, young charger.
Yes, Paul Richard Moore, a wire broken is Andy Booth. Andy, Shane Drake.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad. Just down for another Sunday drive and heading to Downs.
Look, you've had a marvellous weekend, and your young teammate Andre Heimgardner really sort of jumped on board and helped you in race 2.
Yeah, look, we're really proud of Andre in that race. You know, he's taken a little time to get up to speed with the Super Tourers, but he's shown some fantastic pace this weekend, and to be up there showing those big boys how to do it in that last race was an awesome effort.
You're happy with the Woodstock car? You got good tyres leading into this race?
Yeah, look, we're pretty happy with the way the car's been all day. Didn't quite have enough to challenge back for number 1 with McLaughlin in that last couple of laps of race 2. But we've left the car how it was because she seems to be doing the job.
All right, thanks, Bertie. We'll talk to you later on.
Cheers, guys.
And Pedersen takes the second camera for us this weekend. The race 3 winner of round 1. Had an awful start to the weekend with the gearbox failure. Stephen Richards in the 556 Falcon. Very consistent and happy, not changing much in this car between races. Just want some stability in this championship. This man here, the championship leader, Johnny McIntyre, he's actually looking for more speed, so they are hoping they've actually made changes that will give more speed to this car instead of going backwards. And Greg Murphy, he made a point to me and said this is the worst race car he's ever driven this weekend, in this championship anyway, so Murph is looking for a better result. Take up the end of lap 1 for the V8 Super Tourers, warming these cars up. First weekend winter here in New Zealand, so track temperature is low, but a lovely day here at Hampton Downs. The sun is shining, a little bit of cloud cover, track temperature down low, around about 20 degrees. As they are very important to get heat into these tyres, as we've learned this weekend. Mark, these cars are very susceptible to tyre pressure.
And we've spoken about it earlier in the races, you know, just 1 or 2 pounds of pressure makes the biggest difference about when the tyres will come on or not. But look, you can't help but think these guys are going to go hard from lap 1. They have to because of the amount of safety cars that we're kind of preempting for this particular race. But interesting the comments about Greg Murphy. They made a raft of technical changes to all the teams, and one of the regulations they made is part of the componentry to make the cars handle is what they call an anti-roll bar. Your road car's got it at home, everybody has it, but one of the tricks what the teams are doing is they're actually disconnecting the linkage mechanisms on the cars. Some teams had them, some teams decided to run without them. What they've made a regulation this week is everybody has to run the sway bars. They have to be completely active on the cars. Some teams have got their head around it, some teams haven't. Interesting that Greg Murphy and those guys are still struggling to get back to the pace they had at round 1.
What are you insinuating, Mark?
Well, it's quite possible that they were one of the teams that decided not to run the anti-roll bars. Now they're back on.
The other change for this weekend is these cars are 15 kilograms lighter, which could have some bearing on their race pace, certainly qualifying pace. Scotty McLaughlin, 93, Andy Booth alongside. Boothie had the wood from the Woodstock car on McLaughlin in race 1 and race 2. But don't discount this man, Greg Murphy, and alongside him, Johnny McIntyre. This first corner can open up in so many ways. 17 cars take the grid, come up over the rise here at Hampton Downs. 75 km/h start. Everyone's got to stay in line on board with Johnny McIntyre. Slowly, slowly, patient. Boothie's got a blinder of a start. Oh, McLaughlin, can he carry it into 2? And he's well in front. What a start by Andy Booth. Murphy, McIntyre's gone back. Murphy's going to slip in. Oh, contact with McLaughlin. Let's see where that Johnny Reid is. Johnny Reid hasn't made the best of starts. This is 35 laps, so there's a long way to go for these guys. Bit of tailgating going on in the background. Here's McIntyre.
Yeah, Johnny Reid's actually right up to 7th place already, so he's certainly executing quite a few moves. Andre Heimgartner's still up there, Andy Knight. But you say Johnny McIntyre started there. This Johnny Reid right down the inside, right up to Kane Scott now. That's 7th place they're battling for, so he's made his intentions known very early.
Well, not a great start by Johnny Reid, but Heimgartner through on Johnny McIntyre. You've got to ask yourself whether or not McIntyre is going to let a lot of people go. Daniel Gawn up the inside of Craig Beard. These two battle like this in the Australian Carrera Cup Championship. Gaunt, who's mentioned that he's on very good tyres for this race, takes another spot as they stream through for lap 1 of race 3.
Johnny McIntyre at the moment, they're just, you know, haven't quite got the car speed of those early guys on cold tyres anyway. Andy Booth got that nice jump at the start, didn't he? Eddie Bow going very slow. She looks like it's going into turn 6, so...
That car's not going to make it back up that hill.
No.
The safety car's already passed it, so there'll be some talk on the radio and some talk of a safety car already. How many do we have in race 2? 5?
And that looked like Kane Scott's car actually just smoking in the background there.
And we've missed John McIntyre funnel back through on Andre Heimgartner. I think that was into turn 1.
It's actually a lot of smoke, sorry, coming from back one of those cars. I'm pretty certain it was Kane Scott's car that was limping a little bit, so...
Well, safety car with the yellow flags are displayed, so not a safety car yet. No passing into turn 6.
Yeah, localised yellow. This looks like the Watts linkage, actually. No.
Well, a lot of smoke coming out of the Peak antifreeze and oils car. Safety car has been dispatched. So action already here in lap 1.
It's going to be very familiar ground for Andy Booth, isn't it, with Scott McLaughlin, because he'd done all the hard work in race 2 for no avail time and time again. Scott McLaughlin's going to say, well, I know how to get past you. So we can only think that they couldn't quite retrieve that car back to pit lane in time.
Well, there's the Peak antifreeze Team 4 car. Car 99, Kane Scott gets out. Smoke coming out of that car. Very early exit for that, so I'm not really quite sure whether he's copped some damage to something. Check to Andy Shane Drake here.
How are you, Marty? I'm talking to you way too much today, mate.
Does this sort of upset your rhythm and confidence, having these safety cars come out all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly did it in race 2. You know, you just get into a rhythm and try and focus on maintaining the gap to the guy behind you, and they pull a safety car out. It's like they don't want me to win.
Well, you know, they did do it for good reason. There's 2 cars on the track. Kane Scott's car, which I think is just up ahead of you on the right, and Eddie Bell's car stopped just around the corner, so not a good start.
No, not a good start, and look, I'm just passing Kane now and feel sorry for those guys. Not a good way to end the weekend, but I've just got to focus now on keeping this Woodstock car out the head of the field.
Hey, let's talk about the start. A bonza start, mate. You couldn't have done that any better.
No, look, I've seemed to have had pretty good starts and restarts, except for one, all weekend. You know, I know Scotty's a little bit inexperienced off the front row in the rolling start, so I think that's played into my hands. You know, I'm out the front now. I just don't want to lose it again.
All right, make the most of it. We'll chat to you later. Well, good story from Andy Booth, the Woodstock Holden. Very first for V8 SuperTourers this weekend, able to chat to Boothie, and couldn't ask for a better bloke, and a man right in the centre of the action.
He laid back about everything, isn't he? And he's certainly a relaxed customer at the best of times, but look, he's in no better place to where he is. He gets to dictate the speed once the safety car lights go out, which might be this lap, next lap, who knows. But it's a bit of a shame for Kane Scott, because say they had that big hit in race 2 and trying to make a bit of amends here, but it hasn't come to anything. But there's a bit of smoke, as we saw when it was parked, and it came out of the engine compartment, so maybe an engine, a gearbox. But we know some of the teams are suffering from gearboxes coming into race 3 here. Some are nursing the cars along, so I'm only speculating. Something, whatever, stop the car from going.
Well, Greg Murphy's changed his, Ant Peterson's changed his, Johnny Reed's changed his, Craig Bear's changed his, I think twice. So there is certainly plenty of attention around there. These guys, hopefully Boothie's going to continue to get that good heat back into those tyres. There's the 99 peak antifreeze Knowles car being towed from the track.
But there's on the left front wheel, you'll see that there's something that looks like the wheel's a little bit bent, so whether it was contact and something's actually broken inside it, but either way, it's limping back. But you're right, look, Boothie would have learned. He knows he's got to generate as much temperature in those tyres as he can. He got caught napping in race 2 when he let the tyres cool off a little bit too much, and Scott capitalised in turn 2 there, so I'm pretty certain he won't do that again.
Well, the field comes up over the hill for the 3rd time, about to take the 4th lap, so we're already down to 30 lap. We've got a 30 lap sprint, just like race 2. A lot of interest this weekend with the V8 SuperTourers heading to the endurance part of the championship. A lot of drivers that we know. Owen Kelly was here before the weekend having a run, so there's talk of him joining the ranks. Who have we got? We've got John O'Lester's confirmed with John McIntyre racing, the man on the screen right now. Simon Evans for Team 4, which is with Kane Scott, so he's taken an early exit to the pits. Alex Davidson with Andy Knight. I've seen a number of people, Willie Bamber around here this weekend, Gene Rollinson, Andrew Waite talking to different teams.
Yeah, Timmy Edgell's there. Chris Piffle was actually having a bit of a look around the back of the garages as well, so it's really the cream of New Zealand motorsport, isn't it, all coming around?
And of course this man here is the strong rumours that Fabian Coulthard will join him, as long as there is no conflicts of interest or dates in Australia. So that, in my mind, Mark, is going to be a very strong combination. We don't know about this man yet, Ant Peterson. But, you know, maybe his father, Paul Peterson, former touring car and Trans Am champion, maybe he'll come out and join him. Field compressing for a restart in race 3, the V8 SuperTourers Championship from Hampton Downs. Andy Booth, the leader. It's the Aussie, but a Kiwi, Scott McLaughlin, behind him. Let's see who plays the best game coming up the hill to take the green light. John McIntyre's been pretty sharp all weekend with restarts. And Murph, you can't discount him. We've got the who's who. Heimgartner, and Boothie's gone. He has floored it, left McLaughlin behind by a few lengths. Murphy getting close, Murphy defending from McIntyre. Watch the guy in the background, Andre Heimgartner, in the 22 pink bats car. Here's McIntyre. Both of them go under me. Oh, McLaughlin.
Yeah, now watch with the freight train here. Actually, Heimgartner will probably slot himself in there as well. But can Scott actually come across and defend it?
Oh, these guys on the limit of adhesion. That super cheap car really skidding into there, but he got it.
He just backed himself in there, didn't he? Backed himself against Johnny McIntyre. Look, Johnny actually had the position, but Scott's certainly laying down the gauntlet.
Well, I've got to be surprised that a lot of people got caught napping there. It's amazing. You've got the best, the cream of New Zealand, Australian motorsport here, and they're still getting caught napping.
Yeah, Boothie done a good job. He was still weaving his tyres up once the safety car pulled off, and everybody probably slowed down, and then he just gathered his thoughts and away he went.
So here we go. We've got Booth, Murphy, McLaughlin, McIntyre, Heimgartner, Knight, and Johnny Reed. This is on board Greg Murphy. McLaughlin starting to have a go. Murph's going to head off to the inside, I'd say.
He's got a good run on him here, actually. He might just slot this thing down on the inside. If not, he might do the crossover coming out of 1.
He's having a go.
He's got him.
It's going to happen. Murphy.
Now, the crossover. We're going to see it here. Watch Murphy go hard right.
He's got to run. He's got to run.
He's got him back.
Oh, isn't that corner throw it up? The black hole strikes again. Well done from Murph. Scotty McLaughlin thinks a lot of this guy, so he's not probably going to get too angry with him. That's Supercheap car, look at that turn in there, turning very quickly, Mark.
He's just turning on a dime. They've got a very good setup, and it's just complementing. Scotty's having a look down the inside.
McLaughlin
went for the touch. No, is he going to live there?
Well, he's on the outside, but he's got to be careful here. McIntyre, I think he's too far back. There's Mum Di. Hello, Di. She's beside herself.
He's got to the inside of him already. Right in the middle of the corner. He just suck him in.
Look at this. Side by side, both of them power sliding out of turn 6.
That'll become a good old-fashioned. Johnny McIntyre must be rubbing his hands together with glee. They're back in third place in this battle, saying, come on, boys.
Yeah, but he just hasn't been close enough to take advantage of anything so far.
Well, you want to be that close because these guys come unstuck.
Oh, here's McLaughlin having a little nose. Great driving by these guys. Fantastic stuff. Murphy, the man with all the experience, McLaughlin, 18 years old. And McIntyre. Now what's happening behind? Heimgartner's still there. Johnny Reed's still there. Andy Knight's still there. And we're only at lap 8 of 35.
It's a lot of racing to go, isn't there? The man mostly smiling, and all this, of course, is Andy Booth, because these guys just taking speed out of each other. Actually, Andy's 1.2 seconds quicker than these guys while they're battling.
Well, Boothie's done a fantastic job so far all weekend. AV8 team really benefiting from a couple of test days to learn and understand this car. They're a whole different team, and there's his teammate there on the left, Andre Heimgartner. Fresh from Carrera Cup journeys in Australia. And that's Craig Bear. Now, that's a very early exit.
Yeah, they made that announcement that was going to happen. Actually, they just can't get on top of the gearbox problems. So they decided to park that car. But this battle continues here. McLaughlin's down the inside.
Murphy's locked it up. He's locked it up going in. This is just the... Wow, he sweeps back in front.
Goodness gracious me.
Here he goes.
Down the inside. They're going to make contact.
Side by side through 2. They're going to go over 3. McLaughlin's going to have the right side of the track. Murphy rubs him up. Pushes him wide. Here comes McIntyre. Watch this.
McLaughlin's going to battle. Heimgartner might be the biggest beneficiary. He can just live on the outside of...
Where is he? Where is he?
He's just to the left there somewhere.
Wow, no quarter given, and you wouldn't expect it. This is the inaugural V8 Super Tourer Championship, and this is the final race of the sprint side of the series. Murphy has got a mirror full of that Supercheap Commodore.
Well, I don't think it's that. No matter which mirror he looks at, there's going to be a different car in the position. But look, Scott, we know that car's quick from the middle of this corner here, turn 6, to the exit. He carries a lot more drive better than anybody else. We're going to see the benefit of it in probably about 3 or 4 seconds' time. He's going to get in the draft. He's going to pull out. Well, we've seen him go down the inside time and time again to no avail.
Wait, why is Murphy staying so wide? That's the question. He's sort of opening the door for him.
I think he knows he can, actually.
And there you go. That's it. Is that it? He's still there. He's going to live with him again. They're going to go into 2. Side by side. Is Murphy going to give up? No. Gives him a little rough. And finally concedes the position.
Well, I think he's conceded it, but he certainly hasn't given it away because he's going to have a slot back in him. But unfortunately, going to the part of the track now where Scott McLaughlin's car is so strong.
I mean, perhaps Murphy's using a bit of his Australian knowledge here. There's sort of an unwritten rule in Australia where you don't block. You sort of stay and allow the guy to give it a go if they want. But sorry, this championship, you leave the door open, someone's going to fill the hole.
Well, we saw this battle's not over yet, but we know from the middle to the exit of turn 6 where we are right now, the man in the very front of this picture coming out of Johnny McIntyre's car is so strong. So what response does Greg Murphy now have, the man in front of him, Scott McLaughlin, but how defensive does he need to be from Johnny McIntyre?
Well, I think Scott's gone. Ruben Lawrenson there, team engineer for Scotty. He's probably giving Scott some advice while on the straight. Murphy, he could actually back up McIntyre, which in turn will bring Johnny Reed closer, but Reed just sitting there is a long way to go.
Johnny Reed currently up to 6th place. Can't really see who's going quick over the last lap times because they're just so concertinaed up. But the man in front, Andy Booth, he's circulating at a 65.0. Actually, so is the rest of the field, to be honest. So no point continuing that line. But Scott McLaughlin, this is going to be the first time he's been released from traffic. So we're going to see how good the car speed is. Steve Richards, sorry.
Look like up the inside of Ann Peterson. Young gun having an awful weekend. This is out the back of Stephen Richards, 556 Falcon. To head into turn 6. Big, long Paris carousel corner. See who's got the drive. Battle for 9th and 10th. So Ant Peterson making his way up after his awful race 1. And he is right behind. In fact, he's right beside 556. And there's McIntyre and Heimgartner. Bang! Move out of my way. That's what a move.
I'm so impressed with Heimgartner. He just slotted his car and Johnny Reid, the championship contenders.
This is championship. This is Reid puts a big slide out of 2. And now Johnny McIntyre gets a bit wild coming over 3. Andy Knight ready to pounce.
Can't help but think that actually Andre Heimgartner probably unruffled Johnny McIntyre a bit there. And of course, while he was getting over the fact the young fella had passed, Johnny Reid just took the place as well.
Well, things changing lap by lap here.
I can't help but think, oh, safety car. We have the safety car deployed here. I can't help but think what's Ant's for, but either way, hearing about a bit of debris on the backside of the track. So poor old Andy Booth, who's just gone and done all that hard work, gained a 3.5 second lead, is all for nothing. It's the debris there. It looks like some bit of fiberglass. It's hard to believe they actually bring the safety car out for that, Shane.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it is probably on the line when you're going side by side through turn 2. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one. But we certainly don't need to bank the cars up because we've got the race of the series on at the moment. This man will be thoroughly disappointed. He had a 2.7 second lead on Scott McLaughlin. Andy Booth files in behind the safety car here at Hampton Downs. And action aplenty, but I want to talk about points, Mark. There's 240 points up for this race win. Johnny McIntyre is 60 points ahead, and there's 20 points for the fastest lap. And so far, Scotty McLaughlin has got that honour. So Heimgartner's got the fastest lap so far at 1:08.07. My apologies.
It's actually Booth is on the top of the time chart there, but it's still a lot of racing to go. But either way, Johnny Reid, he has to get to the front and set the fastest lap of the race. Otherwise, get to the front, and Johnny McIntyre's got to be 4th place or further back. You have to say at the moment, anything's possible because we've just seen some amazing racing at this early part.
Well, I like the fact that you get rewarded for fastest lap and qualifying by points. But, I mean, these tyres, these Hankyu tyres, can this fastest lap be set, you know, early in the race, or are these tyres so good they can be set at the end as well?
Now, we've seen it before, they can be set at the end, but what they need is they need duration to get some temperature in, and we're not seeing it because every time they get to 5 or 6 laps, the safety car comes out again, everything cools off.
Field warming up. This is lap 12 of 35, so we're just over a third of the way in. Boothie leads them by. Nate Scott already in the pits, Eddie Bell in the pits, Craig Beard in the pits. Just hearing that Eddie Bell has rejoined, so that stoppage from him on lap 1 was probably something like a kill switch or a wire, you know, like turning the car off.
Yeah, look, silly things that happen. Ask Andy Booth what happens when the windscreen wiper gets wrapped around the kill switch wires down at Manfield. But here we're on board of Ant Peterson. This guy here, he is an amazing hard charger. For one of the non-professional drivers, this guy can jump in any car and be quick, and on the right day he can win. But at the end of the day, he's just a 9 to 5 average bloke.
Got married last year, and a very, very likeable young fella.
Oh, he's just like the rest of the up-and-coming talent we've got in New Zealand. You get him in the right environment, like he is now, and he could win.
Safety car heads out of turn 5. The lights have been turned out as these guys work their cars very, very hard to get some tyre temperature. The weaving is creating heat into the tyres. They'll also be using the brakes, the big Brembo brakes, to force that heat from the brake through the rim into the tyre as well.
You reckon Scott McLaughlin's a slow learner? Well, there goes Andy Booth's.
Live
hello. You reckon Scott McLaughlin's going to be a slow learner, or is he just going to be right on the back of Boothie?
He's a slow learner today, well, especially in race 3, because Boothie has got another good little jump. And Murphy has got the run. Johnny McIntyre left way behind in the background. Here comes Murph. McLaughlin covers. He's looking for a bit of tyre fatigue from this restart.
Yeah, not so much fatigue, it's just that the tyres won't be up to operating temperature yet. They've got to get up there first, so But the safety car interventions, it just keeps giving everybody a bit of a reprieve. But Andy Booth's car moving a little bit sideways there. We know his car suffers for the first lap and a half after the safety car. And that's normally where McLaughlin's strength's been. In this instance, though, McLaughlin's actually had a lot of pressure from Murphy, so that's really aiding Andy's height.
Well, he picked a lot of it back up in turn 2. Mark, as we go on board with McIntyre behind Johnny Reid. The two men in question for this sprint side of the championship. Reid has a look, lets Heimgartner know that I'm here again. Johnny Reid, also on Carrera Cup duties in Australia. This is on board McIntyre, and he's got Andy Knight, who's been in the thick of everything this weekend in that Century Gold car. Blackwood's Pikel's 47. Maybe they didn't go the right way after race 2. Whoa! As McIntyre just gets a little bit wobbly heading into turn 1. Don't need an excuse from any of these guys to go and have a go as the field funnels down into 2. Richard Moore behind the other super cheap car there in the skinny Commodore. Here's Knight having a look. And now he's got Manuel to contend with behind him.
Here's the cars are starting to bank up.
Oh, look at this, Johnny McIntyre, way wide. He's got problems. No, it's only problems by the stick of Andy Knight.
Yeah, he just ran a little bit wide there, didn't he? Of course, once you're off the racing line, looks like the car's not accelerating, but of course it is. He didn't actually lose a position in the end.
Now look at Knight, he's got Paul Manuel swarming all over the back. Johnny McIntyre, is he in some sort of strife? You can see that championship man in front of him, Johnny Reid. He needs some positions. He's all over the back of Heimgartner, and there's a queue forming behind McIntyre now. Here's Reid up the inside of Heimgartner. Not enough.
A lot of other brave men have tried that move. He's going to do the crossover here.
He's got to run on him. He's gone wide. He's got to run. This is the great thing about this Hampton Downs circuit. There are so many opportunities for drivers to have a go.
Yeah, but also this category as well. Let's take nothing away from it. This magnificent Hancock tyre. It allows these guys to go side by side. We've never seen that in any other V8 racing in this country before.
No, add to that the brake package, that extraordinary. Here's Knight again, going on that side. He's going to have to be careful because he's got Paul Manuel. He's pulled back in. Wow, this is good stuff from Andy Knight. And now Ant Pedersen joins that queue of 4 cars trying to get through on Johnny Mac. Heimgartner, Reid, McIntyre, Knight.
Andy Knight, but the window seat, the window was just dragging out of Andy Knight's car there, so some stage that's going to hopefully be thrown out of everybody's way, and they won't bring that car in for mechanical black flag.
Well, we have seen that before on other cars. Look at Flappy, he must have had some contact in there. Did something just fall off then? Here's Pedersen up the inside of Paul Manuel, and Reid again trying very hard. He's going to try and lean this thing in. Heimgartner a bit wise to it. Reid's got speed, and he needs positions.
It's all for nothing, though, because that Andre Heimgartner, he is racing like a 50-year seasoned veteran here at the moment. He's defending every line that everybody's given him. Every time they try to pull a move or a bluff on him, he's just counter-reacting it.
We're talking about confidence with the young guy, but also he must have a very good car under him.
Yeah, a lot of confidence, and of course, we can see there, like you said, the team done it a couple of days testing, and this is the results or the dividends from doing that testing. But he's only 16 years of age, and he's got his whole career in front of him, and to be racing with this illustrious company, we're in for big things.
On board now with Ant Pedersen, who's got by the 15 Oryx Commodore, Paul Manuel. Manuel having a very also weekend.
Character building, I think they call that, don't they, Shane?
Yeah, I'm sure they call it other names, but as you say, character building for a number of people. This round has really thrown some curveballs at us, Mark, hasn't it? I mean, the tyres, the speed of these cars, people getting lost, engineers scratching their heads.
Yeah, Johnny Reid's dropped a little bit off Andre Heimgartner here, only took about 4 or 5 car lengths, so maybe just when he was throwing everything in it to get up onto the challenge, he might have just burned those tyres off. We've got a 1 or 2 lap reprieve. But in saying that, Andre Heimgartner, the amount of understeer in that car going through 2 and 3 there, it looks like he's actually one struggling.
McLaughlin, the fastest man on the track, but that gap out front is up to 4 seconds. Murphy, further 1.3 behind. Then a big gap back to Heimgartner. That gap is 0.4 of a second, I should say.
Yeah, I was going to say, he probably does think it was 4 seconds, but either way, all hard work to do. But Johnny Reid doesn't really have an answer at the moment for Andre Heimgartner.
No, we are at 9 19 or 35 laps. So plenty of temperature in these cars. No safety cars after the first one. So may that continue. But maybe Johnny Reid would be hoping for one so he can have a better chance at getting further up the field. He needs, probably in this position, a good 2 to 3 cars between him and Johnny McIntyre as he picks up a bit of rubbish on the front of that number 2 International Motorsport Falcon.
He'll get away with that little bit, that little bit of debris there. If he gains a bit more, we'll certainly keep an ask him to keep an eye on the water temperature gauge. As we know, these cars, they run everything so small and intimate as much as they can to get as much power and straight line speed out of the things.
Well, that bit of rubbish probably chosen the wrong guy because these guys in International Motorsport haven't changed any of the cooling radiators for this weekend. A number of others have. Boots hits that car a bit wide into 6. McLaughlin picks up a bit of time, or is it just the way that no, he definitely closed them up?
Yeah, that's Scott. I was speaking to Andy and he said Scott drives such a unique line into turn 6, the corner we just had him reference there, that he just can't believe how early he can get on the gas compared to the likes of himself and everybody else. But that's what we've seen there. McLaughlin comes in, doesn't go anywhere near as high, keeps the apex and gets an absolute flyer on.
Andy Booth, former New Zealand Grand Prix winner, former New Zealand V8 Touring champion, and done plenty of single-seater racing that brought him that Grand Prix title. There's McLaughlin closing right up on the back of the Woodstock car. Little bit of wheel spin, heading out of turn 4 up to the fantastic turn 5. Boothie looking good at this point. And here's a go, McIntyre. Looking on the inside, Andy Knight. But you watch out what's going on behind as well. Snooze, you lose in this class. And Ed Pedersen is closed right up on Johnny McIntyre. And that's the interesting thing. McIntyre, big dive into 6. Knight gets loose. Things starting to deteriorate a bit now.
We were talking about Tiger degradation. That was a very visual impact of it right there. He's got to run on him. He's going to execute this move.
Watch out
very easily.
Watch out what's going behind, because I'm sure Ant Pedersen will be trying to fill his boots. It's too far back, I think. He gives it a go. Johnny Reid further up the front. He needs Ant Pedersen's help to get in front of that 47 car. Oh, look at this. Andy Knight having a go. McIntyre getting very wide. Knight's going to slot back. Knight very strong into this turn. Here he goes. He's got it. What a move. What a move.
Look, you just can't take the position for granted in this class, can you?
Well, McIntyre pulls up alongside, but he's going to be on the wrong side of the track.
But if he can live there, if he can, which the answer might be maybe.
Well, he's going to feed Johnny McIntyre. Look at this, Ant Pedersen.
Now, Johnny McIntyre will come into the attention of his teammate and also Paul Manuel, who we just see ducking to the left there.
Here's Manuel. Manuel, I think, has got a run on him. Oh, look at this. He's gone.
Definitely got him now.
Gone. Manuel. Oh, he's gone. Nearly gone round. And there goes Manuel. Who else is in the freight train? Here comes Steve Richards. Well, he's not going to get any interruption from him. Steve knows that this is about a team effort and points are everything. Lap 23 at 35, and things have come alive here at Hampton Downs. Here comes Ant Pedersen. On to Andy Knight. Andy Knight, what a move that previous lap.
Okay, championship positions as it currently stands. At the moment, only 8 points will separate them. If the race is finished right now, Johnny McIntyre will take this part of the championship by 8 points. So, Johnny Reid has to get in front of Andre Heimgartner in the hope that McIntyre stays where he is. It's Johnny Reid's championship.
Knight goes sideways. He's leaving himself vulnerable. You've probably got to think here that Ant Pedersen has got much better tyres on than Andy Knight as well.
Yeah, and if he has, it'll certainly be paying dividends for him right now, because the tyres get to the operating temperature, as we know. But if it's a new tyre versus one that's done 80 laps, I'd much rather be on the new tyre every time.
Our resident statistician and former touring car champion Mark Pedersen giving us all the numbers. This championship, the sprint side of the championship, is going down to the wire here at Hampton Downs. Someone goes very, very wide. And Pedersen, and he's right behind the 5 Century Gold car. There he goes. He's already lunged, so it looks like a good position. And Johnny McIntyre having a nose too. Well, Knight concedes that one. Ant Pedersen, man on the mission. Now we've got about 12 laps to go. I don't know whether Pedersen's got any answer to get further up the road and give Johnny Reid a hand. But certainly, McIntyre McIntyre doesn't have a problem with Stephen Richards behind him, but this man does. Scott McLaughlin still shadowing the 23 Woodstock Honey Commodore of Andy Booth. These guys have been at it all weekend. This has just been fantastic.
This whole race, the gap has not got any bigger than 0.4 of a second. It hasn't got any smaller than 0.4 of a second. But interesting, the part of the track where Scott McLaughlin had all the advantage that time around was Andy Booth. So whatever Andy's doing, he's changed his driving line or whatever. But the advantage, as I said, where Scott had all the strengths, I don't think it's a strength anymore.
Could these guys be changing the way they're driving their cars to straighten them up a bit more, so you know they're not making such a sharp turn and spinning their tyres up?
You hit the nail on the head now. The drive out of the corners is the most critical part of this stage of the race, only 10 to go. So, you know, instead of getting on the throttle earlier and lighting up the red tyres as we've seen there, yeah, they're just going to be gentle on the throttle.
Boy, we've got 10 laps to go and McLaughlin is not giving up. You've got to take your hat off to Boothie. He has come alive this weekend. McLaughlin under the rear wing as they head up the long straight, 5th gear, 215 kilometres an hour, back down to 95 through turn 6 as they try different lines to get the maximum adhesion from these cars.
I was going to say he's got a run on him here, but just saw that little too far back.
I can tell you something for free, Boothie will not leave that door open into turn 1.
And yet there goes a visual example of that. And saying that,
I've just been made a fool of. McLaughlin goes up the inside, he's halfway there. Can they live together? Oh, Boothie, nice slide out of 1. And McLaughlin, he's locked up, he's locked up. Oh, this is great stuff by these two guys.
Boothie's car, the back is maximum braking on the rear. It got a little bit unruffled.
This is a go, here it is. A great move by Scott McLaughlin. He started that 4 corners ago.
And we heard that, didn't you? If you want to pass, start at 3 corners earlier and you'll execute it somewhere.
Crowd going crazy. Oh, McLaughlin's got handfuls of steering wheel. Well, the question now is whether Boothie can hang on to McLaughlin. I reckon he's got the pace to do so. He just needs to calm down. He's been looking in his mirror. Now he can look forward and focus on doing the same as what McLaughlin's done to him all weekend.
You're right, he's got to gather his thoughts, gather his composure. He knows he's got the car speed. The guy in front, he man on the screen now, he would have burnt his tyres up getting to that point and getting past him. So, at some stage...
Come on, mate! Come on, mate! Absolutely charging his boy on. Great stuff.
Now, I don't want to put the commentator's curse on anybody, but so far in this rather competitive championship we've had, oh, look at this back of the car, McLaughlin's car coming out. We've had no one qualify on pole and win all 3 races and have 3 fastest laps. I think we're about to see history in the making right now. The man on the screen, Scott McLaughlin.
Look, I don't know, Mark. This Suchi Commodore is sliding everywhere. Is he at the end of his life here, or is Boothie in the same position?
Well, this car is definitely struggling a bit. I saw it a couple laps earlier on Boothie's car. I think they're just nursing the things along. But whoever's got the best poker face on, going to come through. But Andy's got to get around him again.
Murphy still lingering in the background in the 51 Mike Pero real estate car. He's ready to pick up the pieces, and these guys have had plenty of options to try and leave him something to pick up. Boothie slides the AV8 Motorsport car onto the front straight as McLaughlin clicks down another one.
Look, McLaughlin straight away, he's pulled a half a second car lead over Andy Booth, so it's actually 0.6 of a second now. So if he's got an answer for him, Andy Booth, you're going to start putting out soon, my friend, because the car in front was obviously just starting to eat away.
And McLaughlin looks tidier that lap, 27 laps gone. We're on 28 of 35, and these guys have not let up. This is fantastic motor racing. McLaughlin with a bit of this little skirt on the side of the car around the exhaust hanging off. Should be any drama at this stage. Can't expect panels to be straight and no rubber marks after racing like this. Murphy, again, there's Johnny Reid in the background with Heimgartner. He's closing up on that Heimgartner. And Pedersen further back. Knight, Paul Manuel and Johnny McIntyre got no answer for these guys up front. Johnny Reid desperately needs this spot off the young gun Heimgartner.
He gets past the man in front of him, Andre Heimgartner, the man we're talking about. Johnny McIntyre stays where his line. And Johnny Reid will take sprint round of this championship, that one place is so critical.
Here he goes, he's having a nose, he's going to have to think about this. Johnny Reid is a very wise man as he gets a good
He's got to run on it, nothing will come of it, but as we know, if you want to pass people to turn 5, you set them up into turn 2, right where they are now.
Well, look, Johnny doesn't have to do anything silly here, Mark, does he? I mean, he's in this position, he's right up behind Hindgartner, but he's got no one behind him. He can work him over for quite some time. We've got 6 or 7 laps to go.
Right, and Andre Hindgartner, his car is moving around a lot under him on the throttle application. Johnny Reid's doing a lot easier at this point, so maybe he just keeps ripping the other fellow another couple of laps, hoping that Andre burns his car up a bit more. It's going to make that job that much easier to get past him.
Hindgartner. Johnny Reid filling his mirrors. This man has got to make his move. He's got 6 laps to pass this guy to become the first ever sprint champion of the V8 SuperTourers. Has he got what it takes? The man with plenty of A1 GP experience, former New Zealand Grand Prix winner, Formula 4 champion. He's got a CV as long as your arm. And he's probably got very good tyres underneath him, and for that matter, a good gearbox. They close up into turn 2. Second gear, clip it up to third, short shift, crest the brow, and head down to turn 4, 170 kilometres an hour. Down to 60, and second, up to third. Hit the rev limiter coming over the brow to turn 5, back to second gear again.
Actually, looked like Andre Hindgartner's managed to get his composure back again.
Safety car.
Wow.
What has gone on behind the scenes?
But as we know, safety cars invent safety cars. 5 laps to go, and the championship coming down between Johnny Reid and Johnny McIntyre. McIntyre has to make a statement, get past a few cars, as does this man on screen here. Johnny Reid, Andre Hindgartner, of course, there. So, either way, the field's going to be compressed. We're hearing about its debris on the track, but either way, Shane, it's gone from a 35-lap race to a 3-lap sprint race.
Oh, this is just unbelievable. I mean, it's there's no bad luck here. This is just unbelievable, and this is going to give a number of people opportunities that they might not have got. This man on your screen now, Johnny Reid, needs this position from this guy, Andre Hindgartner, the young fella, as the safety car comes down towards turn 4. Scott McLaughlin leads from Andy Booth. Greg Murphy. Murph's going to be happy about this because he was having one of the loneliest races he's had.
He just faded into no man's land, didn't he? Right there in 3rd place, but...
This is going to be time critical on guys keeping the temperature in these cars, isn't it? I mean, you know, anyone that sort of sleeps here is going to pay the price.
Oh, so right there, Shane.
Let's have a look at the safety car. I mean, if it's only a bit of debris, it should be gone. Are these lights going to go out?
I hope so. I hope they just go out and the guy gets out of the way and let the racing continue because, yeah, our wish has been answered.
We're going racing. Stand by, folks. This is the final race of the sprint side of the V8 SuperTourers Championship, and have we got a race on our hands? Scotty McLaughlin, the youngest ever winner of a SuperTourers race, leads from Andy
He's
Booth.
backing them all up, isn't he? Backing them all up as much. He wants to get the jump. He knows he's got to get that jump.
McLaughlin comes out, and he's gone. Boothie's gone with it. Murphy's not far behind either. What's happening? McIntyre's having a go at someone. And Stephen Richards is on the outside of him, but he won't be doing anything silly for his boss. Here's Booth coming up the inside. Hasn't got enough for him.
He has actually still in there.
He's still in there. Oh, look at it slide.
Now watch out for Murphy. Murphy going to get a run on him? No, Boothie's executed it.
Wow. Now that's tired, Tim. It's got to be, Mark.
Yeah, it is. He just went in there. Probably didn't realise the car wasn't quite under him, but he learned halfway through the corner pretty quick.
On board Murphy. Down into turn 4. Equal slowest corner on the track.
Oh, he's got him, Johnny Reid in the background, past Andre Hindgartner.
Wow.
4th place
okay.
now.
That's the first part of this equation. What's McIntyre doing?
McIntyre's right back there, still behind Andy Knight, Paul Manuel, jostling for position. It's going to be status quo. Johnny Reid made the place up. Johnny McIntyre makes the place up as well.
Yeah, well, look at Richards. He's thinking, I've got to help my mate here. I've got to help my mate and my boss. Manuel, the Oryx Commodore. Wow, this thing has been turned on its head. Manuel now on McIntyre. That guy's heart will be thumping like nothing else. Here they go across the line. 3 to go. Here's Richards coming under attack from racy. Oh, McIntyre gets a little slide going into 2. And then he goes Manuel on the attack, but he's on the wrong side of the track.
Not much longer, Paul Manuel. He's going to be aggressive here at the moment. The man on the pitch, Johnny McIntyre, will lead this.
Oh, here's Richards. Richards up the inside of McIntyre.
He knows he's got to alleviate his teammates' pressure. Bang, bang, crash. Get out of the way, boys.
Well, that's teammates going and work for you. That's what you pay them for. Manuel still holds on to position. Now Gordon comes up beside Stephen Richards. Johnny Reid still in 4th.
Yeah, at the moment, Johnny McIntyre in the current positions. Johnny Reid, the man down with the championship, is in 4th. Johnny McIntyre in 8th. That gives the championship points to Johnny McIntyre by only 2. So he's obviously, Johnny McIntyre's got to lose a spot. But Johnny Reid's got to get past 4-time Matthews champion Greg Murphy to take this out.
Sensational racing here at Hampton Downs. Oh, Stephen Richards goes a bit wide. Very wide. Gorn can't capitalise. Back up front. Reid, Heimgartner, Pedersen. Back on board Richards again. Through turn 2. Short shift into 3rd. Fantastic corner on the circuit. Up another one. Back down to 2nd for turn 4. Manuel gets a slide. He's close back up on McIntyre. This is instrumental what we're seeing in front of us for this championship. And Stephen Richards has got a head on him. Many, many years of experience. And Pedersen letting Heimgartner know that I'm next in line.
That's that unique line we're talking about, but this is the man, this is the guy that can upset. Oh, look at me struggling for grip at the moment, but the guy's just in front of him. This is where the battle is of the championship.
Last lap, McLaughlin crosses the line. 0.7 a second he's got over Booth. This should be the way it stays, unless there's a problem. Murphy in 3rd.
Oh, you saying that? Oh, it's the back of the car stepped out. He just about threw it away. He gathered it all back in again, but that Booth's probably saying, he's do that again.
McLaughlin obviously using his experience in go-karts. Backing the thing in. It's not the sort of thing you do in these cars, but he got away with it. Heading into turn 5 for the last time. The young man is about to break the mold of V8 Super Tourer racing.
He's going to set history here as well. He's done the quadruple crown.
This is on board McIntyre looking back to Manuel. There's Richards having another look, but he's got nothing for him. Let's see when they cross the stride. It's McLaughlin who's going to take an emphatic win here at Hampton Downs. Boothie 2nd, Murphy 3rd. Johnny Reid's going to take 4th. What happens behind? Let's wait and see. Heimgartner, Pedersen, Knight, Johnny McIntyre, Paul Manuel, McIntyre, and the out count is going to take the Sprint Series Championship.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable, by 2 points. 3 laps ago, Johnny Reid was going to win the championship. Unbelievable stuff.
I'm shaking my head here in disbelief what I've just seen. So 35 laps of mayhem, Johnny McIntyre.
He knows, look at him, he knows. McIntyre's got the door open, he's going to hang that arm out. Here he goes. He's no stranger to this. Boy, has he worked hard for this. He hung in there. He had everything go against him. And he's hung in there, picked up the pieces. Scott McLaughlin, great win from him. 0.8 of a second to Andy Booth. Greg Murphy, let's go further down. Heimgartner, Pedersen, Andy Knight, and Stephen Richards. An awesome battle in that top 10 roundout. Daniel Gaunt 11th. Very strong performance for him in the Team Tasman group. Falcon. And a few DNFs down the bottom there. Craig Beard, Kane Scott, and Eddie Bell behind. No, it's just it's racing blood, mate.